So I'm not a videographer or even a vlogger, but it is something that I'm hoping to achieve in the future. And I'm hoping I can do that with the DJI Osmo Nano. Let's get into it. So there are several reasons the Osmo Nano works for me. One reason is it gives me less creative friction. This gives me more energy for shooting because it doesn't take a lot of time to set up, and it's also not very heavy. And it's so small. It fits either right in my sling bag or even my pocket. When I want to make video content while I'm shooting, I want something that I don't really have to think about, that I can put on the top of my camera or on my chest mounted and not really think about it as much because I want to focus more time taking photos. The Nano allows me to relax and not stress about a giant camera in my face and the general public staring at me strangely. It's so discreet that I could put it in the palm of my hand. I found myself feeling like I was just on a FaceTime call. Now imagine if I had one of my larger cameras. This is a little more conspicuous. Inconspicuous? This is more conspicuous. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the flip-flop of that. So again, I said it was quite lightweight as well, but it doesn't sacrifice on quality. It can shoot in 10-bit 4K video. And it also provides D-Log-M, which is DJI Nano's kind of S-Log footage, so you can further color grade and have more options there. But most of the time I'm going to be shooting in just regular 10-bit because I want to focus on how I use this because I'm still not used to it entirely, while I still enjoy it when I have been using it. You also don't have to carry around a tripod with the Nano. It has a magnet on the back here, as well as the bottom. So it gives you several options, and you can also get several different accessories to make it even more versatile. The biggest upside to this camera is a really nice POV option. It comes with a magnetic necklace that you can just pop this on whenever you feel like it, and it's not very heavy, just like the other ones for other action cams could be. This one also goes right under your shirt. It looks like a necklace. Nobody else would know, especially if you want to just leave it on. You're not just carrying around or wearing this harness. One thing I want to know about the magnetic feature is it's not in the center. So if you're magnetizing this to a very small pole or just a small surface in general, it could start slowly sliding down or tilting because it doesn't want to fully stay connected straight up. So I feel like that's probably a heating issue reason they had to move it for space, but I hope in the future they have it more central. DJI also has a great loadout of mic options. I myself use the smaller Mic Mini, which continues with the pattern of small and discreet. I'm a bit more soft-spoken, so having a mic is necessary for capturing good talking audio, especially in public. As you can see right now, I am wearing the Mic Mini, and it might be even hard to tell because I'm wearing a black shirt. But it is right here. And even if you didn't have a mic, the Osmo Nano has a fairly good internal mic system, so having that as an option is great, especially if you don't want to carry around any other gear and make it extremely simple. However, as you may know, DJI products usually tend to have a really bright white logo on them. So I've gone and put black electric tape on the DJI Nano as well as on my Mic Mini. I don't really want people's eyes to go to my camera or to my mic, and that bright white with the sleek, discreet black really brings your eye there, so I'd rather just cover it up. Now, I haven't had many outings with the Nano as I'm not a travel photographer and I'm just dipping my toes into YouTube, but I have been taking my Nano along with me during photo shoots, small trips, and slow days around the house. I'll be showing some clips here, and then I'll share my settings at the end. So, I'm out in New York City right now, and I'm just gonna take some video clips of things that are interesting, myself walking, and then I'm also gonna try out the photo mode, because I didn't bring my camera along. I thought it would be too much. So I'm gonna use this and see how that works. Okay. Sure. Is that you behind me? For many, if not all of these clips, my settings are as follows. First, especially outdoors, I usually have an ND filter on. This allows me to use my settings correctly. I usually use the 16 outside, especially again on bright days. I shoot at 4K 24 frames per second. I believe I'm at 4/3 to use the full sensor. I shoot rock steady and standard dewarp. I have my shutter speed at 1/100, and I find this helps eliminate that jitter or bounce when walking. Otherwise, normally I'd be at 1/50. Keeping it at these settings is why I also will be using an ND filter outside to compensate for the brightness. So in pro mode, I have my ISO to manual, and I usually have this between 100 and 6400. That way, if I'm outdoors and I go and walk inside a low lit environment, it adjusts. I keep my EV at about -0.5 or -0.7. I haven't really played around with this much to figure out which I like more, but I did find on cloudy days, if I have this, I really don't need an ND filter then. My color again is at normal 10-bit, but if I wanted to color grade in the future, I'll put it at D-Log-M. For image adjustment, I'll do texture at -2 and noise reduction at -1. A lot of people say DJI comes right out of the box super sharp, so I take that away. My white balance is set to 4700 to 5500. I'll usually adjust depending on the environment, but these tend to make it more neutral warm, and I like a warmer toned image. I keep my screen off setting to 10 minutes when recording, so it doesn't turn off when I'm recording. I only shoot very small bursts, but I hate when I go to change a setting or look at my screen, it's off, and then I feel like that's a little bit of friction that I don't want. My bitrate is set to high. My sound is set to mute, so when I am changing settings or using the screen, it doesn't make the beeping noises. I also want to note the paper trick. So I found out that the camera always takes energy from the dock. So no matter what, every time the camera is on the vision dock, it is charging the camera. So this is losing battery, sometimes for no reason, especially if you're at 90 or 80%, this doesn't need to suck energy out of it yet. So normally I'll do my best to keep them disconnected, but if I have a mic, which I didn't know earlier, but you should know now, if you're using a mic and you're separating the two, you won't be able to see on the screen while recording. However, if you're not recording and you have a mic connected, you will be able to see the screen, so you can set up the shot. However, it'll go away once you start recording. I thought they fixed that, but hopefully in another update. So now, the paper trick. If I wanted to have the two connected, just for sort of convenience sake, I will put a thin piece of paper between the prongs, and then they won't be connected and sucking battery from the dock. Otherwise, again, I'll just keep it connected. This will be on my camera, and I just recently acquired a little watch holster for this so that I'm not having to always pocket it or hold it in my hands when I want to be doing other things. So that's my thoughts on the DJI Nano and how I'm excited to continue to use it in my arsenal. I watch a lot of content of other photographers that utilize the Nano, and it just seems extremely ideal for how I want to use it as well. I already have the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, so I really like its ecosystem. I have a bunch of Mic Mini microphones. I did pick up the Insta360 Go Ultra, and I'll kind of give you some notes on that and why I'm switching. So I thought I really liked the flip out screen. I don't have it with me, it's all packed up, But I really thought I liked that flip out screen, but I found it's a lot heavier than the Osmo Nano. I wasn't using it a lot, and you can't set the camera itself down like you can with the Osmo Nano because it's mostly square. I also found there was a lot more accessories with the Nano, and it just overall fit better into my workflow ecosystem. So I had that for a while, but I found myself, even when I brought it with me, I wasn't using it, so I switched back. I don't want to talk too much on the Insta360 Go Ultra. If you're interested in more of my thoughts, please just let me know. But I will not be making content with that camera. I think I've had a video about it, about using it as like a mini vlog once during the holidays, so if that's something you're interested in, I will put that somewhere here. So thanks for listening to my rant about the Osmo Nano. Let me know your thoughts. Do you have this camera? Do you want this camera? And thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one.